Esther. My name is James Kaloki, the Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Kenya Institute of Supplies Management. Kenya Institute of Supplies Management is a professional body for all supply chain practitioners in the country, mandated by the Act of Parliament, Supplies Practitioners Management Act 2007, specifically to do three functions: to register members, to discipline them, and for welfare functions. The role of the CEO is to implement policy issues in the Institute and to offer strategic direction under the leadership of the Council. Our Council consists of 7 elected members, and the CEO is the implementer of the Council's policies and strategic direction. With me is a team of about 20 staff who are in charge of the operations of the Institute, and we have a membership of about 20,000 members in the country.
Please tell us some of the steps you've taken as an organization to ensure that there's transparency in the Institute process.
Thank you. The new council came into board in February this year, and they were inaugurated in March of this year. And key among the roles and the agenda is to clean the profession.
Okay.
If you notice, the profession has been going through a lot of challenges of late, corruption issues, ethical problems. And one of the key things that we are doing is to ensure, number one, we protect our members, because some of them are perception issues. But the other thing is, in every society, there are people who are not playing by the book. And one of the key things that we are trying to do is to clean up the member register, to ensure that the people who are practicing supply chain in the country are licensed and have valid licenses and are members of the Institute. Now, that calls for some tough measures in the market to ensure that they go through examination, they go through certain training, just to ensure that they are fit for purpose. Just like any other profession, we need practitioners who are knowledgeable of the work that they are doing, people who are licensed, and people who can be held accountable for the things they do. Because if you look at it, this country has a budget of about 3 trillion. And research shows that almost 30 or 20% of that money is lost through corruption. And looking at it, our members are the people who are trying to utilize these finances from the exchequer, because they procure services, they procure goods, they procure consultancies. And we are looking at trying to clean the profession in a way that this money that is lost is used into proper use. We want Kenyans to enjoy every coin. Every taxpayer's money must give a return on investment in what they give. And this institute is doing that. We are calling on all partners who can partner with us, including Transparency International, including the government. Any party that is interested in seeing taxpayers' money being utilized properly should come and support the Institute in its endeavors to ensure that its programs are well managed and we get membership that is clear and that is focused on the purpose while they are doing this particular assignment.
Thank you. And in the wake of the pandemic that we've witnessed or experienced this year, I'm sure you've had some adverse effects as an organization in the Supply and Management Institute. So please tell us how your organization has been able to rise above this pandemic.
A good question. Anyone who never knew about supply chain has come to know about it now. From the Mama Boga to the people in Nyamakima to the people in the Kirinyaga Road, have realized there is a function known as supply chain that brings goods and services to our doorsteps. And when they run out of supplies, when they are having challenges getting goods, they have realized there is a profession that needs to be respected, people who have knowledge on how to ensure that goods and services arrive at the right places. The pandemic hit us hard, just like any other profession for sure. We had challenges, of course, because our main revenue stream is on training and capacity building of our members. And that was affected because we could not converge and do our normal trainings. We stayed for several months. Our first training after the COVID was in September. But we had re-engineered our processes as an institute and started offering those services online. So we did not stop. We continued offering trainings online, even though the uptake was not very good. And my advice to all Kenyans is technology is the way to go. The world is changing. Globalization is being affected. So we need to build our own capacities from within. We need to ensure that we do manufacturing. We need to ensure that our members think of doing business differently. We need to realize that education is changing. Most of the things will be done online. And we are moving in that direction as an institute to ensure that we invest heavily in technology for our members. Number one, to be able to have a self-service portal for membership, and also to have a studio where we will be interacting with our members as if we are interacting online. So we want to invest in a state-of-the-art studio where we can continue our trainings online. But key among the things that we have learned during this COVID is the importance of our members. When you realize there was need for medical supplies and people were going through trying moments, some of them rose to the occasion. And we would have medical supplies available to our members. We would sensitize our manufacturers to ensure that some of the things that they are doing can be manufactured locally. And we are happy for the institution that took up the challenge. And through proper supply chain management, they managed to transform the organizations into operations that can produce PPEs for our people. And this is an indicator that even in times of adversity, Kenyans can rise to the occasion and be key drivers of the economy. My challenge and my prayer to everyone is to think differently. Every situation offers us a chance to think differently, and we need to be very adaptive, very agile as things change. We change with them because the world is changing and everyone needs to be very adaptive to the new changes.
Indeed, the world is changing and everyone has somewhat been awoken given the pandemic, so we don't necessarily have to focus on the negatives, there's positives as well. Sure. In your response, you mentioned about online education. It's very visible that students are now suffering the most given the pandemic, that they now have to study online and they have to continue with studies online, and it's very hard for them. So my question is, what role has KSM played in the publishing of the Kenyan syllabus as a supply management organization?
Thank you. That's a good question. KSM has realized for us to be a leader in the pack in terms of supply chain, we need to have a certification program for our members. So our syllabus is undergoing review. 6 years ago, we started Kenya Institute of Supplies Examination Board. It has been in the initial stages of its growth. And what has happened, it has been under KSM, under the umbrella of KSM. This year, we operationalized KSM as a professional training body to offer examinations on supply chain management. And one of the key things that we are trying to do in conjunction with the Kenya National Qualification Assurance, KNQA, is to ensure that our certifications are approved by KNQA. And this we have done. We had a meeting with them last week. We are reviewing our curriculum to be in tandem with the changing times that we are going through. And we have also accredited institutions in the country that will be offering our curriculum on all parts of the country. And what we are doing, because currently Kenya National Examination, KASNEB, which is the Kenya National Examination Board or for accountants, has been supporting us in our examinations. So we want to build capacity in a way that we can offer exams in our own, and we are working to ensure that our systems are up to date. We want to invest in state-of-the-art technology to ensure that we offer credible exams, because if this country is to grow in matters supply chain, then we have to have practitioners who are well-grounded, who are well-educated, who are well-trained in that field. If you notice, the country is making great strides in terms of supply chain. In the last 2-3 years, we are offering degrees up to PhD level in supply chain. It has become a very competitive course, And we are encouraging even the youth who are joining school, colleges, high school to think supply chain, because it is the profession of the future. Every person who wants to grow in their career, I urge them, think supply chain is the profession of the future.
So last but not least, I'd like to congratulate you and your organization for a successful KSM Award event that happened this past weekend. And in your own words, I'd like you to comment on some of your winners and what attributes of excellence you realized in their organizations and why they won.
Our KSM Awards and Recognition program is the first one of its kind in the supply chain profession. And this program was born out of the need to recognize our members. We realized our members are doing a lot for this country, but no one recognizes them. Just like any child in the family, even when you think one of your children is slightly weak, you keep on encouraging them to become better. And we felt our members need to be given a pat in the back. They do mega projects in the country, like the superhighway that is coming out from the airport to Wayaki Way Westlands, about 60 billion project, is a big project. It has gone through procurement process. Our procurement professionals have been involved in procuring that project, and they continue in supervising and project management of the same. So we said these people need to be appreciated, and we put forth an award and recognition program specifically to recognize those of our members who are making an important contribution in the economy and who are doing an excellent job. So there was a criteria that we were using members would be given forms to fill and specify the kind of project they have undertaken in different categories. There were different categories to be competed in, and then we had some independent judges who would look at that project, evaluate it, award marks, and then they would go to the field as well to confirm the veracity of the information that they got from the field. And I'll tell you, it was amazing. It was an excellent event. I was really happy to see organizations really willing to compete in different categories. And those who won, I would say won because, number one, they are confident enough in the work they do and feel the world needs to know this is what we are doing for the good of this country and for the good of the profession. And that we thank them, because it would have been bad for us to come up with this idea and not get people to compete in these categories. Number two, one of the key things that I read is just as any other profession, our members have been yearning to have a way of being recognized. And I'm happy from the recommendations we get and from the support we got from the organization and the chief executive officers from those organizations. They feel proud. They feel this is a department or let's put it, a profession that has never been recognized. Those organizations that won, those who participated, all of them are winners. We want to congratulate them. It's a journey, and we urge any other organization to take advantage of this opportunity. It's a way of motivating their staff. It's a way of encouraging them to continue aspiring higher, as we call it, the SPARS Award, just to ensure that this gives them a level of confidence in such that when they are recognized, they can only remain at the top. So there is no room for them to not to continue working hard to maintain that position. And that helps us in our journey, because we are changing the profession. And we can't change without changing the paradigm shift, appreciating the people, and also making the world know what our members are doing.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Kaloki, for joining us. So we'd like to end it on a high note. Of course, Christmas is coming. We are hoping for a great new year. So maybe you can just leave us with a parting shot for your team and for our Lolwe viewers, just to give us motivation for the coming year.
Thank you. Thank you. Lolwe, you are partners to us. We are very grateful. When you visited us during our awards dinner, we gave you a chance to come and change the profession, come and work with us in this journey, and you promised to be here. You were the first station to hit the call, and we want to thank you. You are true warriors, you are true partners, and we want to thank you. But key among the things that we are thinking about is to wish each and every member of our profession a Happy New Year, and Kenyans at large, and Lolwe team as well, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and tell you good things are coming in this profession. Number one, we will be putting in Kenya Gazette all our members who are licensed, so that we clean the profession. One of my biggest agenda for the year is to make sure we have a clean profession. So we will put our members in, we will gazette them, so that every person at a click of a button can know who is a procurement practitioner at a click of a button. The other thing that we intend to do is to review our Act. Our Act 2007 is one of the oldest, and it is not in tandem with the new constitution. As we speak now, I have a team of consultants and our practitioners working on it. And it's important because it gives our members a chance to be able to be heard and to do their work in a different way. The other big thing that is coming, of course, we'll have another awards dinner in the coming year, which we are looking forward to. We will start preparing early. And there are many programs that are coming up. The new curriculum, as I had mentioned, is coming. So any supply chain practitioner who wishes to advance their career can join in our training institutions to be certified as a supply chain practitioner and to be licensed as well. So there are many things that we have in store for our members, including their welfare, including their well-being, and of course advocating for them. Because when we say we want everyone to know who our members are, the biggest part we are doing is advocacy. And we count you, Lolwe TV, as partners as we advocate for our members. Please work with us in this journey, because we want the world to know there are people who are practicing supply chain. There are people who are really committed to make sure that the money that is placed at their disposal is utilized well. And we want to wish our members well and tell them there is a lot ahead for them, but they need to know the Institute is there to support them, to make them the best that they can be.